Hey there, everybody. How's it going today? Happy Labor Day to those of you in the United States. I hope your long weekend is going well. And I'm glad that you are able to join me here today. As always, I'm here to help you get your mindset on crypto. Got a few things I want to definitely go over today, but tell me, if you're here, first off, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Share this with somebody. We need to get the word out about crypto and about the ability of cryptocurrency to be able to give us options outside of this system that we're literally going to talk about today. So make sure you share this. Make sure you like this. I really appreciate it. I truly, truly do. Trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Been slowly moving that way over the course of the last month. So I appreciate everyone who's joined in, everyone who's subscribed recently, and I really appreciate it. And if you're here today, jump into the live chat. Put any questions you want. We'll try and answer those. If it's specific to what we're talking about, great. If it's something other crypto related questions, by all means, put them in there and we'll try and get to that, or I'll try and get to that before we're done today. So how's your weekend going so far? I'll tell you, this morning, it was a rough morning for me. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got up, did a workout this morning. Took some time to meditate, that kind of thing, and got a shower, got ready, trying to pull everything together here for this live stream. And honestly, it was a kind of a little bit of a tight timeline for me. I didn't know that I was going to make it. But thank you for being here for the maiden Monday voyage for my live stream. So now and Wednesday at 10 a.m., it's going to be news related topics for the most part. Maybe some others. I'm actually in the process right now of trying to coordinate some interviews to bring people on for this particular live stream, and also for that matter for Crypto on the Rocks, because I'm also live every Friday night 7 p.m. for Crypto on the Rocks. So make sure you join me for that. A lot more casual conversation with regard to that. Bring your own drink today. Unfortunately, I'm done with the coffee. I got myself a little bit of water. Matter of fact, you know what? Appreciate that. And yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Thank you for joining me for this kickoff here on Monday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Crypto on the Rocks. So make sure you're here for all of those. I really do appreciate it. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the SWIFT system. And for those of you who don't know what the SWIFT, again, love live streams. The SWIFT system is basically the global payment system that's currently in place that moves money from one area to another. And we're going to look that over. We're going to go look at the Wiki definition of it and all that kind of baloney shortly. But in particular, how they think they should be the interoperable blockchain hub between TradFi and, I'm guessing, the crypto space. We're going to get into that. So sit tight for that. So first, I think we're going to go check out the markets. Let's go take a quick look at the markets. All right. Whoops. You know what? Let me refresh this page, see where exactly we are here. And total market cap, as you can see up here, we're just over $1 trillion in total market cap here on CoinGecko. And you know what? Let me make this full screen for you so you can see exactly what's going on here. So Bitcoin is, I'll tell you what, it's been hovering pretty solid in that 25.9 range. So 25,900 range. And it's, as you can see, oops, sorry about that. As you can see right here, this whole pump up right here was when the ruling came out with regard to Grayscale and the SEC needing to reconsider their petition for a spot Bitcoin ETF that came down through the court system. And we've since retraced all of that because we had the pump and we did the slow, steady down incline. People taking profits, that kind of thing. And hey, I get it. I get it. But we're pretty much back to where we began. And as you can see, pretty much consolidating right along this, either side of the 26K line. It is what it is. I think this overall market is a little bit weak right now. Matter of fact, in my last Crypto on the Rocks, I was talking about the market and said that, there's a good possibility that we may still drop down again before we start moving up. Not only because I think, it's just a matter of time with regard to the Bitcoin ETFs. However, we're coming closer and closer to the happening. It's just gonna happen, and the price is just gonna move up because. So again, that was why I did that whole last video with regard to trying to front run the market and be able to get Bitcoin at a decent price and ride the wave. But so right now we've retraced pretty much all of the gains we made. And if you look at Ethereum, the Ethereum chart over here real quick, you can see the same thing with ETH hovering in that $1,600 range, which again was right about where it was when the news came out with regard to Grayscale. BNB back down into the low 200s. And honestly, it looks like it might be a little bit lower than it was before the actual pump up with regard to that Grayscale announcement. XRP back down to about where it was in that 50-cent range. Still think there's a lot of good room to move with XRP. Just take a look at a couple of these. One of my favorites, Cardano. And again, if you look at all the gains here, the greens, they're all pretty much, with the exception of BNB here, under a percentage point. Okay, and Polygon. But anyway, Cardano still hovering around that 25-cent range. I think a great buy for Cardano if you're looking to get more, put it into a staking pool and start earning some passive income with that. Again, I have an entire playlist on my YouTube channel about exactly how to do that. So make sure you go ahead and check that out after this live stream. I'll try and put that in the description below. Doge is what it is. I'm not a big Doge fan. I am not a Solana fan at all. Tron, can take it or leave it, right? I was bullish on Tron at one point, but honestly, not really so much anymore. Polygon, I don't mind Polygon. I like Matic. Litecoin, for those of you who have been around for a while, I like a spendable currency here in the cryptocurrency space, so you can actually keep your Bitcoin and use Litecoin to buy whatever you want with cryptocurrency. Bitcoin Cash, I'll tell you, there's been some price fluctuations with BCH, but like most else, as you can see in the chart here, it did the spike with that note from Grayscale, the notice from Grayscale, and it's done the slow decline since. Avalanche, not bad, back to its where it was. Stellar, on a pump right now, basically 6% in the last 24 hours. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I haven't heard any news that relates to Stellar. Now, Uniswap, I'll tell you what, I'm surprised that Uniswap isn't up higher. And you'll see why as we get into it. Basically, there was some information put out that the trading volume on Uniswap has now surpassed that of Coinbase. And we'll look at that again as part of the article we're going to talk about. And last but not least, this is where I'm going to end off right here, is Chainlink. And the reason I'm holding at Chainlink is because you'll see in the article we're going to go over regarding the Swift payment system that Chainlink is considered to be or is what they want to be, an integral part of the system if they're able to create Swift into this blockchain hub. Frankly, I don't know why anyone would want to use Swift. It's old, it's archaic. and centrally run. Why would you want to put your blockchain assets through a centrally run system? The point of decentralization is to get away from that system. So if you're going to be going and I don't know, integrating with that system, it seems to be counterintuitive to me. However, I do realize that it may be the first step in the transition, especially from, you know, TradFi institutions, businesses, etc., to be able to move into having access to the blockchain. All right, looks like we're getting a couple more people in here, so welcome. Appreciate you being here on the maiden voyage of this live stream today. Appreciate it. Make sure if you're new here, you hit that subscribe button, tick that bell icon, and hit the all. That way you get notified every time I go live. Go live every Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, and every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Crypto on the rocks. So make sure that you're checking out all of that. And the videos that we put out to help you to learn more about cryptocurrency. And don't forget to head over to our blog, CryptoCoinMindSet.com. Appreciate you being there and checking out all that great information. All right. End. What the hell is that? And don't be afraid to jump into the live chat. Put your comments, questions, whatever in the live chat. And we'll I keep saying we, I don't know. I there's multiples of me up here. I don't know. Anyway, I'll try to get to those in the live chat. Appreciate it very much. All right, let's get to what we said we were going to start with, or at least the main crux of this today. And that's this article. Excuse me. And that's this article on Cointelegraph about Swift saying that blockchain integration is more plausible than unifying CBDCs. And now, you know, let's okay, I think I need another drink of water here. Hang on a second. Sorry about that, man. Anyway, so, you know, I've been saying it for a while. I've done numerous articles on my website, and we'll take a look at those a little bit later, talking about CBDCs, and in particular, the fact that that's basically the next step. And I've been saying that I believe that FedNow, which rolled out about a month ago, is, or a little over a month ago, I guess, is the precursor to that. FedNow supposedly is basically an instant settlement means between banks and money providers and businesses, etc., to have instant settlements. I believe that that's going to be the first step in them rolling out a CBDC. But now you've got Swift. Matter of fact, for those who don't know what Swift is, let's go take a quick look at what the definition on Wiki is of Swift. All right. So Swift, let me bring this up to a full screen for you so you're able to see that. Swift is the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, based out of Belgium. Basically, in a nutshell, the Swift messaging network is a component of the global payment system. This is how you, or any of us, businesses, banks, etc., send money pretty much across the world, anywhere across the world. It's slow, it's archaic, you know that. And again, it's not all the Swift system that's the problem. It's a lot of the regulations, KYCs, and all of these AML, anti-money laundering crap. I think it's funny because they have all of these things, these protections, and I'm using my air quotes with protections in place, and the Swift system and the banking system launders more money than crypto ever will. Just saying. And I mean, that's from their own reports. You don't have to take my word for it. Google it up. It's easy enough to see. You are basically taking, again, a slow, archaic, centrally controlled system. And why would they want to be a blockchain hub? Why would governments want them to be a blockchain hub? Because then they would have a choke point and a way to control it. Not to mention, it's the only way Swift is going to remain relevant. I mean, let's be honest. If Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption actually takes place the way many of us in the space think it will, guess what? You don't need this system. And again, why would you want a system that's centrally controlled, that is literally able to block, confiscate, whatever adjective you want to use, the money that anyone who uses the network, that uses that global Swift network, is subject to? We've seen it happen. The Swift system is what the United States utilizes as its greatest monetary weapon. This is how they weaponize the US dollar. They use the Swift system and lock governments, whatever, out of the system so they can't interact and purchase, etc., with the US dollar. This is the means of weaponizing it by the US government. Now, again, knowing that, my question remains, why would anyone remotely involved in the cryptocurrency space, any blockchain, I don't care who you are, want to be a part of that system? So any assets you run, crypto assets even, you run through the Swift system would be, one, they're going to know everything you're doing. Two, they're going to be able to regulate it as they see fit. This will then become the next choke point as part of choke point 2.0. And again, I know I'm throwing out a lot of terms right now. I know that I'm putting a lot of information out there that is secondary and superfluous to this particular topic that we're talking about, with Swift becoming a blockchain hub. But if you go back into many of my videos and other live streams, you'll see that this is exactly the things that they're doing. And especially, like I just pointed out, with the potential from FedNow to bring in a CBDC, central bank digital currency. All right, so let's head back to that article real quick and see. Let's pick it apart and go through it. All right, so again, basically, Swift is saying, make us the hub. It'll be better because we'll be able to control things. And again, this is just another way for them to remain relevant, right? Then trying to put out and unifying CBDCs. Because remember, at the end of the day, you have, it's over 100 countries right now across the globe working on their own central bank digital currency, their own CBDC, implement those. Got to find a way to make them interoperable too, because like with most blockchains, even within the cryptocurrency space, it's kind of like a siloed thing. You can't take Bitcoin and run it on Ethereum unless you're using something called wrapped Bitcoin, which is basically a synthetic type of Bitcoin, for lack of better clarity. So again, even Swift understands that once you put out CBDCs, the interoperability issue still remains. Now, here's the thing. I can see Swift being best utilized to actually create this I love live streams. To create this interoperability between CBDCs. That makes more sense, right? A CBDC is going to be a centralized, controlled currency that can then be plugged into the SWIFT system to already have it, which the SWIFT system's already out there. It's already doing its thing. It's already going through to these countries, etc., creating these cross-border payments. Now you can have, the yuan versus the digital dollar, and it can literally be that bridge from somebody transacting in China and the US monetarily. That makes more sense to me. However, and I'm going to talk about this in a little more detail in a minute. There might be, well, I don't want to get down that road yet. Hold that thought. So basically, the SWIFT system could be that hub for CBDCs. And I'm still of the belief that CBDCs are coming. That was, again, as far as I'm concerned, the reason for the implementation of FedNow, and them thinking about moving in this direction to roll out these CBDCs eventually to us, because they're systematically, when I say there are a lot of entities I'm talking about with regard to that, but let's just take the Fed. I mean, you hear every month the Fed raising interest rates. Well, why do you think they're doing that? They're looking to collapse the economy. And not just the US economy, but the global economy. Because even though there is a huge move to de-dollarize, so basically have countries get off the US dollar standard worldwide, even though that exists as we speak, still, I believe the latest figures are over 65% of all transactions are covered and transacted in the US dollar, most of which in this SWIFT payment system, which is why the US can still utilize the SWIFT system as part of their weaponization of the US dollar. Now, if you're following any kind of recent news, you know that there was just a meeting of the new BRICS countries, where initially they were saying they were going to roll out a gold-backed dollar. Now, a lot of things happened in that meeting. But right before the meeting, they put out like, yeah, that's not going to happen. We're not going to be rolling out that gold-backed dollar yet. Okay, even though they didn't roll it out, the fact that they're working on the possibility of rolling it out is a huge deal and a huge piece to the de-dollarization that's going on across the globe. They are taking, or they're looking to take their economies and what would be the new BRICS dollar, for lack of a better word, onto a gold standard, kind of like the US dollar was until Nixon took it off in 71. At that point, again, remember, you could come to any bank in the United States, bring your US dollar, and get $1 worth of gold. That was the idea behind the currency being backed by gold. So basically, the BRICS are looking to go back to that. And again, the fact that they didn't roll it out, whatever. However, it's still being worked on. It's the BRICS are bringing in more and more nations that basically are sick of dealing with the inflation that the Fed is causing, not just here in the United States, but guess what? Live streams. Okay, that inflation is being exported to everyone using the US dollar across the world. Why do you think? I love ElSalvador with regard to the fact of they accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. They did that a couple of years ago now. Look how great their economy is doing. Look how well their bonds, the country's bonds, are doing, up over 70%. You got other bonds that you're lucky if they're even moving, or like the United States, we're getting downgraded, but you've got them going just up. Why? Because they no longer have to be completely dependent on the US dollar and that potential inflation rate being exported to them. And that's basically what's happening. That's why you've got, again, these BRICS nations looking to go and de-dollarize. You've already got countries looking into and accepting, again, Bitcoin as legal tender and why. At this point, Bitcoin's a deflationary asset. You got the halving coming up, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, or the beginning of this live stream, excuse me, that is going to contract the amount of Bitcoin that will be dispersed on every block that's mined. I mean, hello? And it continues to do that going forward now. Well, going forward since its inception. This puts Bitcoin as probably the rarest asset on the planet. And I get it. There are a lot of people that don't, whatever. They think Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. It's, you hear such crap about it. And that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. But I'm getting a little bit off track, and I apologize for that. Make sure, if you're new here, I saw a couple more people have jumped into the live stream. Appreciate having you here. Welcome to the maiden voyage here of my Monday live stream. I appreciate that. Make sure, if you're new, like, subscribe, share this. Appreciate you helping me grow the channel, looking to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Really appreciate it. And yeah, jump in the live chat. Give me some questions. I'll answer those as we go along. All right, so let's get back to this article with regard to Swift. So basically, let's just read through it real quick. Bank messaging network Swift has recently shared a report highlighting how Swift can connect with blockchains and solve the issue of interoperability between different blockchain networks. In a report titled Connecting Blockchains, Overcoming Fragmentation in Tokenized Assets, Swift concluded that a more incremental approach that interlinks existing systems to blockchains is more plausible for the market development in the near term, compared to bringing it together by central bank digital currencies, tokenized deposits, and assets in a single unified ledger. Now, as you can see from this chart here, basically you've got your TradFi system over here on this side of the board, and then you've got Swift being the intermediary, as they see it, connecting with Chainlink. And this is where I was talking about Chainlink earlier. Chainlink, for those who don't know, is an oracle here in the cryptocurrency space, and it allows smart contracts and other developers to bring real world information into these smart contracts and onto the blockchain. So whatever that real world data is, it doesn't matter. A lot of the examples that are out there include stuff like bringing in real world weather information, real world pricing information, that kind of thing. And when you consider the fact that the tokenization of a lot of different things is going to happen regardless, it makes sense that Chainlink is who you want. Again, there are a few different oracle networks within cryptocurrency, but Chainlink has first mover advantage amongst other things. And honestly, I believe that they, at least as of now, have the best product to be able to bring this real world information into the blockchain space. And that's why, if you go to my website, CryptoCoinMindSet.com, and look for what I have listed as the beginner's crypto portfolio, Chainlink is one of those items, one of those cryptos that I think is great to have in your portfolio. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, just some old guy, right? But here is from a traditional system currently in place and utilized across the globe, looking to bring in Chainlink and, with their assistance, be able to then be within the blockchain space. So again, I see where they're coming from, and I also believe that this might be that initial move from TradFi into the tokenization of what's going to be everything, to bringing in all these traditional players into the cryptocurrency space and blockchain technology. I really do believe that that's probably step number one. All right, let's go on a little bit more here. So Swift highlighted in the report that there's a lack of secure interoperability between different blockchain networks. And you know what? That's 100% true. Again, you can't, you need a bridge, or what the cryptocurrency space currently utilizes as bridges, to go between blockchains, to go between Bitcoin, for example, and Ethereum, or Ethereum and Polygon, and Avalanche. Okay, you get my point. So that's been the answer, and is still the way that the technology is moving forward within the blockchain space to curb this issue between blockchains and the siloed nature of blockchains. Oops. But so they highlight that. The financial giant said that this leads to various inefficiencies and a poor user experience. And that's true. If you've tried to utilize one of these bridges, it ain't for most of them, it's not the easiest thing to use. And as I mentioned in multiple of my previous videos and live streams, until you make it so simple, until you make cryptocurrency, the entire space, doesn't matter what part of it, but until you make utilizing cryptocurrency so easy that anybody can do it, that your grandma can do it, mass adoption is going to be difficult. It has to be something that is easy to implement, easy for the average person to use. And that's why I think that, as much as I say, why would you want to have Swift as your intermediary, the hub for blockchain tech? It may be the way that these TradFi systems get brought into the blockchain and vice versa. But again, got to make things simple enough for grandma to use it. And that's why I love the Tangem wallet. I've already put one video out about it, the unboxing and the overview of the Tangem wallet. This is a hardware wallet. It looks like a credit card. It is like so simple to set up and back up. If you can use this Tangem hardware wallet. So I see Tangem as being one of the companies that's moving this space forward with mass adoption, because they're making it so easy to be able to go and secure your digital assets on a wallet and back it up. That is super easy. I mean, go check out my video. I'll put a link in the description below. The backup was like literally seconds. I love it. Anyway, if you're looking for Tangem, link in the description below. Go ahead and check that. But to bring things back here. So again, Swift may be the means by which that, things are made easier to bring in to the cryptocurrency space. So let's go through this, finish this up. So basically they say, working with various financial institutions on the and blockchain Oracle network, Chainlink, like we just mentioned, Swift said that it was able to showcase its ability to provide a single point of access to multiple networks through existing infrastructure. According to Swift, this significantly reduces operational challenges and the costs for institutions to support tokenized assets. Because again, tokenization is happening. It's going to continue to happen. Hence NFTs and Web3. And again, not looking to get down that road. But this is going to be potentially one of the ways that TradFi systems and institutions are able to move into this tokenized space. So in the press release, their chief innovation officer said that tokenization can reach full potential once institutions have connected to the whole financial system. I mean, obviously, they've already got this financial system in place. So I see why, again, it makes sense to a major degree. So he quotes, the article quotes him as saying, our experiments have demonstrated clearly that existing secure and trusted SWIFT infrastructure can provide a huge hurdle in the development of tokenization and unlocking its potential. Again, they need to remain relevant. Now, for all your TradFi institutions need to remain relevant. The only way that they're going to do that is by being able to follow the trend. And what's the trend? The trend is going to decentralization. The trend is going to tokenization of assets. If they don't become part of it, they're going to be the blockbuster of the TradFi system. They're going to go the way of the dinosaur, right? So this is their way of trying to front run that. Makes sense. So let's finish wrapping this up, and then we'll go into a couple of other things, because here we are already. I'm almost 40 minutes in, and anyway, 40 minutes in here. And again, I don't see any new messages in the live chat. Jump on in there, say hey, let me know what questions you have, and I will get to those. All right, but back to this. Within the report, Swift pointed toward many potential benefits of tokenization, which include liquidity and automation, as well as enhanced transparency and security. Well, of course, through NFTs and blockchain technology, you can verify ownership, you can verify transactions, you can verify anything. There's no more saying the check is in the mail. You can go on the blockchain to see if assets have been transferred. There's no more need to go down to the Register of Deeds, for those of you living in the United States, to see if someone owns a property or whatever the case is. Because now you'll be able to, as we move forward, you'll be able to do that by checking the NFT that's related to that particular tokenized asset. It will have all the information you could possibly need with regard to the tokenization of that real estate asset, of that piece of art, of whatever it is, built within it, that anybody can look at, that anybody can verify. So again, they're trying to stay relevant, and to their I mean, let's be honest, right? It's a good idea. Otherwise, what's going to happen? Again, way of the dinosaur. Way of the dinosaur. All right, let's wrap this up, this last section here. Apart from these, the banking infrastructure highlighted that while tokenization has its benefits, it also has significant hurdles. Of course it does. There's the technology to make it, again, user-friendly, because if it's not user-friendly, if grandma can't use it, adoption is going to be slow. Okay, and they continue on to say here, such as legal and regulatory frameworks, which are still underway, also true. I mean, look at all the bullshit you got, whatever sticks. But lately, losing his shirt, thank you Grayscale, thank you XRP and Ripple. According to Swift, this remains a challenge for institutions when diving in to making tokenization of asset transactions. Those are the facts. I mean, again, I don't see the Swift system as being the means to the end here. I do see it as being the potential transition hub from our current TradFi system to what's going to be coming up with with decentralization and tokenization, and our move to potentially cryptocurrency related assets. Now, here's the thing I was going to mention earlier. there's been a lot of talk out there about potentially, instead of utilizing in the United States in particular, a CBDC, so the development of which has already been being worked on, but by utilizing an existing stablecoin. In the case of a lot of these examples, they're talking USDC. Now, for those of you who have not used USDC, it is run by Circle, and it is definitely centrally controlled. We've seen already that assets can be pulled back. We've seen they can be frozen. We've seen that these US dollar pegged assets can basically, they're already acting as a CBDC for all intent and purposes. So by utilizing SWIFT and let's say USDC, these governments, or the US government in this case, already has in place the infrastructure to potentially, especially if they're able to pull together this integration of blockchain, they already have the infrastructure in place where they wouldn't have to go and roll out a brand new CBDC. Sure, they would have to transition from the actual physical US dollar over to the USDC in this case. But that, as we speak, is a whole lot easier transition thank you to the infrastructure that's already in place. I mean, the comptroller of currency here in the United States already gave banks the get-go, the go-ahead to be running their own stablecoin nodes. So that's already in place. It's already happening. That authorization came, like, my goodness, I think it's 4 years ago now, for crying out loud. So this is a move that they've slowly been making. So instead of rolling out a CBDC in the programmable, do it on your own kind of sense that we talk about CBDCs, like with the digital yuan, it would be easy utilizing the SWIFT system to potentially move something like USDC, which already exists in the cryptocurrency space, into that already existing SWIFT infrastructure, and being able to allow for interoperability and cross-border global payments utilizing USDC. Again, something that they can control, already been proved that they can control, and then utilizing the SWIFT existing system and infrastructure to be able to further control and still be able to weaponize, when you break it down to the end, at the end of the day, the dollar system. So what do you think? Am I way off base? What do you think about this report by SWIFT? Tell me. Come on, jump in the live chat. Tell me what you're thinking. And if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments below this live stream, and I'll get back to you. I'll answer. I do all the time. Appreciate it. All right, so real quick, we're about, oh my goodness, 45 minutes in already. All right, so that's actually not bad. I'm going to try and keep this to an hour today. So there you have it. I think that the SWIFT system could be utilized as the bridging point, the transition point, the entry point for this the existing TradFi system to plug into blockchain. I would say that it's not necessarily what those of us in the cryptocurrency space are looking for. Again, we're a be your own bank. You are responsible for you. You know, get your hardware wallet and be in control of your cryptocurrency assets, because you don't need that third party. I don't need a third party to be able to send money to someone across the globe utilizing cryptocurrency. That's just the fact. So again, I get it. If you're trying to pull the TradFi system into the future, which they've got to do if they're going to try and control things, this might be the way to do it. This might be the way to do it. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody being with me here so far. There's one other thing I mentioned earlier. Let's see if I can bring that up right now. Hold on, right here. Here we go. about Uniswap's trading volume surpassing major cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase. And wow, I mean, that's huge. And again, if you're asking me what the cryptocurrency space was meant for, you can move between assets without needing anybody to move between assets. These DeFi exchanges like Uniswap are just that. They're meant to be platforms where you can plug and play with other users to be that P2P connection to move whatever value you want to move and trade to whatever it is you want to trade. And this is why you're going to be seeing a lot of upcoming regulation, I mentioned in Crypto on the Rocks on Friday, and frankly, last Wednesday's live stream, where you've got regulation pending in the United States where they're trying to make the language intentionally so vague that they can make these platforms and various DeFi entities in the cryptocurrency space labeled as broker dealers, which then requires them by US regulation, once this passes, to be forced to KYC. The US government, supposedly this is all about being able to collect taxes from people who are failing to pay their taxes. You know what? You're here in the cryptocurrency space, that doesn't matter. You're a resident of whatever country, pay your damn taxes. Just pay your damn taxes. Again, how can you be responsible in the cryptocurrency space when you can't even be responsible outside of the cryptocurrency space? Okay, that's my rant. But okay, enough. The fact of the matter is, whether or not Swift is the way, whether or not DeFi is the way, it doesn't matter. Either way, you got to be using what you think is best for you and your family, dependent upon what you think is going to be happening in the world. Let's face it, U.S. debt over 32 trillion at this point. I believe last month alone it went up by over $1 trillion. Why? Because we can't even, and you're raising the interest rate, but you can't even pay the interest. You're going into debt to pay the interest. And then when debt expires, you're rolling it over at a higher interest rate because now interest rates are exorbitant. The average person can't buy a home anymore because you got 7% interest rate on an average home price of over $400,000 in this country. How the hell is that even possible? It ain't going to get any better. So if you're looking to be able to be outside that system, well, then you got to do your own research. You got to figure it out for yourself. Do your research. Is crypto the way? I think it's one of the ways. And I think that's something that deserves your research. What other ways are there? Precious metals. You hear it all the time. I mean, you've got these, Charlie Mungers and so on and so forth. They're gold bugs. Gold's been money since the world is old. I mean, seriously. Speaking of gold, if you want a dollar cost average intake or gold for about $50 a month, you can pay in monthly, and once you reach the allotted amount, they will literally mail you your gold to your door. Link in the description below. It's the easiest way I've found to be able to dollar cost average into gold, if that's what you're looking to do. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, just old guy here. Okay. But you have to have options. Giving yourself options is going to be the best thing that can happen because, again, I mentioned it on Friday's Crypto on the Rocks. I think that this is going to be a shitty third quarter for everybody. Everybody. U.S. in particular, world in general. I just think it is. Again, I don't know. Just some guy on YouTube, right? I really appreciate you being here today. I'm going to bring this thing together because I can see there's no new comments. in the live chat. And I appreciate you being here. If you're new, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Click the bell icon, click the all. That way you get notified every time I go live. Starting today, live every Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Friday night, 7 p.m., Crypto on the Rocks. And I really would appreciate seeing you at Crypto on the Rocks. Basically, with Crypto on the Rocks, I turn the tables. I bring you on to do the live stream with me, and we talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. You bring your own beverage. Last week, I had last Friday, I had Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Frankly, my seasonal favorite from them. And doesn't have to be alcohol, by the way, that you bring with you. Bring you whatever works for you. But every Friday, 7 p.m., Crypto on the Rocks. We'll sit there. We'll chat live about whatever. And just enjoy a little laugh and a little bit of, camaraderie here in the cryptocurrency space. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I will see you Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time for my next live stream. We'll see you then. All right, that's going to conclude the live stream. I would like to say thank you for watching me live. I really appreciate the support and your interaction in the live chat. But there's a couple of other things I'd like to talk about as well. Now, I'd like to take a moment to say you need to be aware of scammers. With the advent of generative AI, it is becoming easier and easier for scammers to make you think that I am sitting here on YouTube or whatever other platform and asking you for money, your private keys. God only knows. I'm here to tell you, I will not ask you for your private keys. I will not ask you for any money. So if someone has reached out to you saying they're me, it is not me. Now that we got that unpleasantness out of the way, let's talk about how I can help you. Beside all the great content that I put out on all of my social media platforms, especially here on YouTube and Odyssey, I also provide personal one-on-one consulting. I'll put a link in the description below. If you're interested in a personal consultation to help you with whatever it is you're having difficulty with in cryptocurrency, click that link. We'll make it happen. I look forward to being able to help you with whatever it is you need. Remember, I will not provide financial advice. I'm not going to handle your crypto, nothing like that. But if you need help with anything else, feel free to hit that consult button and we'll make it happen. Now, I also have a Telegram channel. There's an open Telegram, which you see here. Link in the description below. Head on over there. I'm posting in there all the time. But I also have a private Telegram. Now, I do charge a small fee for that because you have more direct access to me. So if you have a question, it's a little easier to get that kind of thing answered if it's something simple. Not to mention, I put out different information inside the private Telegram group. Sometimes different trades I'm doing, etc. So you can get a leg up if you're a trader. Links for all that in the description below. Now finally, if you're looking to support the channel, there's a few different ways you can do it. Inside of all the descriptions on my videos, there are a bunch of different links. Some of them are affiliate links. Basically, those affiliate links provide me and my channel with a small compensation if you decide to utilize whatever product or service that I'm promoting there. Realize that I don't promote anything that I don't use myself. So rest assured that if the link is there, I believe in it. If you use Brave browser, you can also send me a tip on Brave browser. I am a certified content creator on Brave. So if you're a Brave user, you know how to do that. And finally, you can head on over to Cointree, link in the description below. On Cointree, you have the ability to send me a tip. More importantly, on Cointree, I have listed all my official social media links. So you can rest assured if you want to follow me and everything that I put out for CryptoCoinMindSet, these are the links where you're going to find all that information.